great 1840, I think it's 1842. Could have been 1828. I can't remember. It's one of those two dates. I don't know what the hell's going on here. And Ambassador Hartley, thank you for your outstanding work leading our mission to the UK. Ambassador Hartley is an old friend and the former ambassador from Great Britain to the United States. The home of that ambassador and the embassy is along the fence line of the Vice President's residence, which I lived in for 8 years. And the Vice President and I became friends with the ambassador. And his last trip back home before he came back to Washington to serve out the final few months of his term, he told me he was going to bring something back for me. And so I didn't know what he had in mind, but when he came back, we had him over the house. We've spent some time together, he and his wife and I and my wife. And he brought back a book with a photograph on the front of the book. It had been just reprinted, the book, of a somewhat stout British captain in his quarters with a big bulldog sitting next to him. And his name was Captain George Biden, because he used to always kid me and saying, you know, Biden's English. You talk about the Irish, Biden's English. And he told me that he went back and he had the Lord Admiralty, this is God's true story, check. And my great 1840, I think it's 1842, could have been 1828, I can't remember, it's one of those two dates, had written the rules of mutiny for the British Navy. And I said, well, at least that part's consistent, Reverend, mutiny. But anyway, he used to always kid me when I'd say, you know, talk about, he'd say, yeah, you talk about the Irish. He said, you're English, I should remember that. Then I found out, my sister and I found out the name Robinette, my middle name is Robinette. I thought that all those years it was French. It must have been Huguenots because they came to Great Britain in the 1700s somewhere along the way. And they're all from Nottingham. So I don't know what the hell's going on here. You come back, it's confusing. And anyway, I don't know what the hell's going on here.